Hey, 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 this is your recap auntie. Hey, y'all. Hey, this is Shar. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Hello. Oh, how are y'all doing? Oh, really? Okay, good. You had a good week? This weather is crazy. Cold where I'm at now. Yesterday it was 80 degrees, which was Wednesday. Today is Thursday, and it is 40 something. And I don't like to be cold, so I have a million blankets on. I'm gonna try to wait and decide if I want to cut my heat back on, but we'll see. But how you doing? You I already asked that. Who me? Oh, honey, I'm doing fine. I'm ready for the weekend. This has been a long week. I have been on the struggle bus when it comes to this damn time change. It hit me all of a sudden on Wednesday. And I've just been like just extra sleepy. Like I've been going to bed early, then waking up at 2 in the morning, then going back to bed and my sleep is off. My sleep schedule is way off. But we here. We here to see episode number 49, season 2 of Beyond the Gates. We here to do a full audio recap. This wonderful show. So while you're here, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hype me up. All right, do that because I don't never ask y'all for shit. Y'all know I don't. But I'm asking y'all today. Go ahead and do that for Auntie. All right. Also, you saw the in the description box below. I have a website that I created. Yes, I did. Yeah, with AI. I sure as hell did. I wanted to do something that was, cute and new and fun for the rascal. So if you are a part of the ages of people, hold on for just a second. My boo is calling me. All right, just had to tell him I love him. But anyway, if you live in the United States and you put your zip code in there, depending on what you're looking for, it should drop down, with some local discounts, days that you should go, things like that on the website. I just wanted to do something that I know that will help our little pocketbooks and our little wallets. All right. So please share it. If you know anybody in your family, friends, or loved ones that's 50 and up, or 55 and up, or definitely 65 and up, send them the website so we can get the traffic up and y'all can go ahead and have a good time and get those deals. And but also call the store first before you go traipsing over there, okay? This is all pulled from the internet and sometimes things can change. So I want you to know that you got these options out there to have these discounts, especially with everything going up. So I just wanted just to let you know that. And what else? I think that's it. I already told y'all to like, comment. Yeah, that's it. That's all I want y'all to do. So let's go ahead and get this party started and get this recap going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Real quick, yeah, I did a little extra yesterday because I had some time. Well, on the previous episode because I had some time to do all the pictures. Y'all know that doesn't happen often, but I had a little bit of time because it was a slow day at work. So I went on and did a little bit. And I felt like it needed it because it was so many colorful things that happened in that damn episode number 48. It was so good. I had to add the video. I had to do different things, because I'm very descriptive when it comes to certain things that I notice in the show. But that episode 48 was so good. I had to do it. But don't get used to that now. I ain't going to do this all the time because, again, we got March Madness that's coming, I think. So I'm not too sure how that's going to play. And then again, if I get cast for this show, I'll watch it, but I'm not too sure if I'll be able to do a full recap of the show. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right. Did I already count? Let's do it again. 5, 4, 8, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I might have missed the first couple of minutes of the show because there was some breaking news about some unfortunate incidences that happened in two U.S. cities today. Y'all already know what happened. Let's keep those families up in prayers. And so, where I'm coming in is Vanessa is standing in Uptown, thanking everyone for coming out to the dedication of the Phoenix Free Clinic today. So, we see Leslie just smiling, honey. Listen, cheekbone. So, of course, she said, with the special dedication to my late husband, Douglas McBride, I want to thank all my family, friends, and especially my children. Oh, look at the twins standing beside each other. Finally, Donnell and Deanna. Ain't that sweet? I love how they do the costumes. Everybody else is wearing more solemn colors like blacks and burgundies and browns. But Vanessa, honey, she going to come out with a pink polka dot suit. I don't know if those are polka dots per se, but there's designer. It's like pink, pink, like bubblegum. No, it's brighter than that. It's pink, pink. They did that for a reason. I got you. I see you. I see you, Miss Jessa. I think that she is the costume designer for the show. So after she's finished, everybody gave their little applause, and so Les is like, "This bitch, let me go on over here and get me something to drink." So Nicole is standing there with Kyle. She's like, "Doug will be so proud. With have a name with some place that is going to do so much good for so many people." And your speech, honey, it just didn't acknowledge how wonderful of a man he was. It really captured how amazing and compassionate and dedicated he was as a doctor. Kyle pretty much agreed. He said, "Yeah, Nicole is right. Doug would have definitely loved that tribute." And so Donnell comes over. He says, "Yeah, Dad would have thought it was on point." So they sit down, her with the twin. So she asks her how she's doing. And Deanna was like, "I'm all right. It's just really hard to hear her talk about her father in the past tense." But she does like that, the fact that when everybody comes through the clinic doors, that they will see his name on that plaque. It kind of keeps him alive in a way. So Vanessa was like, "Well, I can't take the credit." Girl, don't tell me you're going to talk about Joey, please, girl. I mean, the dedication when Joe was Joey's suggestion. I said, don't say that, didn't I, bitch? And as soon as she said that shit, Deanna's looking at Donnell, and Donnell's like, "I'm just looking down, honey. I ain't." Congratulations, you two. This is a huge achievement. This is Eva sitting down with Leslie and Joey. You should be proud. Leslie raises her glass. Raise a glass, partner. "We did it." Joey says, "Yes, we did." so Leslie was going to think he was going to clink glasses with her, and he didn't. So she's like, "Oh, okay, I just go ahead and drink my I just go to drink it." He didn't clink with me. He says, "And now that the clinic doors are open, that means that another center out here is bound to close." He says, "And I will definitely drink to that." Leslie says, Meaning that this is the last time that I will refer to you and I as we. Now that everything is up and running, I'll expect that I'll be seeing a lot less of you." "Well, that would be tragic since we worked so well together. And I have become quite fond of the liquor that you keep in the back room of your casino." He says, "I'll send you a fucking case. That'll save you a damn trip." Because he don't even want her over there, which proves that he does have an attraction to her. You don't even want her over there. So, yeah. He's hilarious. Ooh, I love a man who plays hard to get. Okay, so we're at the country club and we see Chelsea with her leopard coat short set on. She's walking with Tomas. And so she tells him, "Well, still no word from Kat. Do you know why she wanted us to get together? She's giving 007 vibes again, but we worked out our recent beef, so it can't be that. She enjoys the suspense of keeping us in the dark." "Like I said," Chelsea says, and so here come Kat. "Sorry I'm late." So she kisses them both. She says, "Thanks for coming. I figure it'd be easier to catch both of you up at the same time." So more than likely she's going to tell them that she's moving in with Gran. "What's the big news?" Chelsea says. "I found a place to live and I'm moving in tonight." Then we get the happy pop, 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 pop. "I mean, I knew that you were planning to leave, but I didn't expect it to be instant." "Neither did I." She says, "Where I'm going is perfect, honey. When you know, you know." "Well, I love that for you. So, Spill, where you off to, cuz?" "Let me guess," Thomas says. "You chose the condo you text me about? Didn't you? The one with the view?" "This place," Kat says, "is so much better. Close to the studio, right?" Kat was like, "Honey, ideal location. 1228 Jasmine Lane, honey." "But that's..." "Yep. I'm moving in with the Grand." So Vanessa gets up and asks Nicole, would she mind? Oh, I'm sorry, we're back at Uptown. And so Vanessa goes to the table where Nicole is sitting there with Kyle and she asks her, does she mind taking a few more pictures of them with her phone? Deanna was like, "Honey, we already have a bunch by the clinic, Mom. Damn." "Sure, but those were formal," Vanessa says. And so Kyle tells Nicole, I'll go get you a drink. All right. And Nicole was like, cool. Plus, I can never have enough photos with my two heartbeats. I'm the same, honey. When my son and daughter are in the same space with me, you're going to get a picture with your mom. Okay. Those are my two heartbeats. That's exactly what I call them, my two heartbeats. I'm going to have a picture with them. Definitely going to have one. So Nicole is taking it. So Vanessa's telling them to lean in. And Deanna was like, wait, he should be here with us. So she starts to look through her phone. Maybe she's looking for a picture of Doug. He looking like Doug looking all scared in the picture. Man, I feel like he's coming back, y'all. That picture looks recent because he looks slim on that picture. Doug was never really that slim. Well, the character who plays Doug, and again, he's definitely not been on the radar. He hasn't been online or anything. So that picture that she's holding up, it doesn't look like a older picture. It looks more recent, and he looks very slim. So he coming back, y'all. I'm sorry. It would be a disservice. It would be injustice. It would be a downright crime if they don't bring that man back from the grave. It really, it would, it especially maybe around his anniversary of his death, like in September. That would be awesome. So we are at the other side of Uptown, and Kyle tells Leslie, Miss Thomas, congratulations, because she comes over to the to the bar. She says, "Glad you can make it, Doctor Feel Good." This lady has no limit. She want to just give it to anybody, don't she? Just so that she can have a leg up on Nicole. That's the only reason. So he was like, "Excuse me, you're so handsome. It makes me feel good just looking at you." So Joey is telling Eva, "Well, I'm glad to see that Leslie is wound up and pointed away from me." Poor guy. You could tell her that she just wants Nicole to just rip her hair out strand by strand. Anyway, Nicole, Lord Jesus, Eva is saying, "I just wish that she didn't lay it on so thick all the time." I don't know if I ever officially thanked you for helping Mama fund the clinic. Yeah, because she has no, like, Leslie will flirt with Isaiah. She flirts with Elon. She flirts with um shit. Marcel. She flirts with Ted. She flirts with Kyle. She flirts with Jacob. She flirts with Joey. It's like there's nobody that bitch has not flirted with. No, not Vernon. She hasn't flirted with Vernon. But I think, who am I missing? She hasn't flirted with Andre either, but her and Andre really don't communicate like that. Has she? Y'all let me know in the comments below. But every male on there except for Vernon, she's flirted with, and Andre. Those are the two that I believe that she has not flirted with. She flirted? Yeah, she's flirted with Carlton too. So everybody, everybody. So Joey tells Eva, "Where did you learn all the people skills that your mother did not teach you, young lady?" "Probably from cleaning up all her messes. But I am grateful to you, Joey. Mommy is too, even if she hasn't said it. All I did was transfer some money," he says. "You did a hell of a lot of the more of the groundwork. The clinic would have never opened on time if it wasn't for you. And getting Derek Baldwin on board as general manager. Good call. He did a great job at the opening, didn't he?" "Agreed," Joey says. "Well, we found out that he couldn't join them there because he wanted to stay to make sure that things were running smoothly. Now, are we going to see the clinic beyond the gates? Are we going to actually see it? Or it's just going to be like Rowena, just an invisible part of the story? Please let us know." "He still has that fireman's work ethic. I mean, speaking of which, I better go check in with him." And Joy is looking at her like, what's going on with y'all? So Eva gets up and let me go and check up with him. "Excuse me." So Nicole comes over to Joey's booth. "Mind if I have a word? Because I think it's time that you and I had a one-on-one. I presume that you're not here to talk about the clinic." I'm like, Leslie is definitely over there flirting with Kyle, and Nicole does not see her. "Oh, since we have this double date coming up, I figured, like, why not get the initial awkwardness out of the way?" "Nicole, where's your attention, girl?" Leslie is over there flirting with your boo, and he's leaning in too. Shit. So Joy agrees. He says, good idea. It would be awkward to be trapped in a booth with one of Vanessa's overprotective friends. And while they're talking, Vanessa is busy looking over at Nicole and Joey talking while she's trying to be engaged with her twin. You must have been just as excited as I was when Vanessa floated the idea of us going to dinner together. Not at the top of my social calendar wish list, no. And yet, we both agreed, Nicole says. He was like, Vanessa's hard to say no to. You aren't known for playing along just to be nice. He says that Vanessa matters a lot to him. I'm glad to hear. She is my best friend, next to my sister, and it is clear she is very taken with you. I am concerned about complications inherent to your relationship. He says, noted. But she is happy, so I will be supportive, unless and until there's a reason for me not to be. You know what? Your sister Danny gave me that similar warning, and I respect the Dupree's sense of loyalty and protectiveness when it comes to Vanessa. Look at that. We all have something in common after all. I see that you have stayed out of the spotlight, even though we both know this clinic wouldn't have been possible without you. He says, hell, I've never been one for the spotlight. True, but it's interesting that you also kept your distance from Vanessa. He said, well, damn, I'm not an insensitive jerk. This conversation has gone on longer than it should. Joy is not afraid of Nicole. Nicole is clearly stepping in her nose where it doesn't belong. She don't want nobody to question her fucking with two men, but she wanted, you know, we're not gonna go back and forth. Nicole, ain't nobody scared of you, girl. So he pretty much says that he wanted just to stay away because he knows that this is a very sensitive time for the family. And she reiterates that this is Deanna's first time home and also first time being in the home since her father passed away. Joey was like, I know, bitch. You ain't got to tell me. I'm aware of the circumstances. So he says all he wants to do for today is to make sure that everything goes as smoothly as possible for Vanessa, all right? So we're at the other side of the country. I'm sorry, of uptown, and Vanessa calls Eva because Eva was on the phone checking in with Derek. Eva, she tells Derek, "I'll call you right back." Eva, this is Deanna and Donnell. Eva is Leslie's daughter. So Eva tells them that it's a pleasure to meet them both. So Donnell was like, Mom said you're a lifesaver. Well, I don't know about that. Look, Vanessa was like, girl, don't be modest. Eva is the only person, honey, who can keep her crazy ass mama on track on a good day. Deanna was like, Mom, chill. No, your mother's not wrong. And your mother's pretty impressive because she's the only one who could hold her own with mine. Yeah, Deanna don't like hearing her mama talking mean to Leslie. So there's that. You'd be perfect as a volunteer at the clinic. We're back at the bar part of Uptown, and this is what Leslie is telling Kyle. So, what can I say to get you on the roster? Kyle says, I would happily consider it, but I cannot commit. Surely you don't have a problem working under a strong woman. He likes that shit. He talking about no issues of working under a woman. So he says his free time is already committed, already with a bunch of hospitals and rehab facilities. So yeah. So he comes over. Nicole comes over there, and so Kyle says, "Oh, honey, I'm sorry to keep you waiting." So he hands her champagne glass, and she says, "No problem." Leslie was like, "What's wrong, Nick? You're afraid that this fine man might enjoy spending more time with me?" Kyle, do I have a reason to worry about you leaving this function without me? Kyle says no. I'm glad that Nicole stayed strong. Please. You already told Kat to do that, so I'm glad that she did it. So Leslie laughs and says, well, maybe next time. So Joey comes over to the table and says he's finna take off. So Donnell looks up at Joey and says, thanks, Joey, for honoring my father this way. Our father this way. Deanna ain't paying him no fucking mind. I was just trying to give this moment a good cause, you know. I'm here to support your mama, and I'm and it means a lot. I'm happy that you both could make it. Yes, having you both here meant the world, Vanessa said. Then Deanna put her phone down, honey. She ain't even looking at him. Joey was like, "It's nice to meet you, girl." So Vanessa was like, "Well, let me walk you out. I have one last matter to discuss with you about the clinic." So, what about you go to college? Because Vanessa skedaddles out with Joey. This is Eva still sitting there. So Donnell was like, "We both go to Banneker." "Oh, do you like it?" Donnell was like, "Of course. Of course she's gonna tell them that her boyfriend goes there or works there." He said, "Of course, it's the best HBCU in the nation." And Deanna was like, "Facts." "Well, my boyfriend is an academic advisor there." I knew I told you she was gonna tell it. So while they're talking, Deanna can see Joey and Vanessa outside. She just looking too. So Donnell was like, "Cool, what's his name?" "Oh, it's Isaiah Hawthorne, honey." So you can hear Vanessa telling him Deanna and Donnell will be headed back to campus this evening. So I'll be over later. And they all outside the door, honey. The blinds are open. Girl, y'all couldn't have just went to the car, girl. Y'all had to just stay right there in front of the door and smooch. So Joey tells her, "It's been a long day. We'll talk tomorrow." She's like, "Okay, well, are we okay? We cool?" He says, "Absolutely." So he knows how to pick up on things that she just misses all the cues on. "Go and enjoy your time with your kids." "I will." And they kiss. And Deanna sees that shit. "I started packing up and moving things out this morning." So this is back in the country club with Kat, Chelsea, and Tomas. And this is Kat telling them about her moving goals. "But it's going to take some time before I get everything out. I would not have predicted this particular move, but if it works for you and the grands, you do you." This is the second time we heard that. That was Vanessa said it to Leslie on the last episode. "You do you, boo." But she said "you do you," but I added boo at the end. Mm. And I'm hoping that my thanks, cuz, and I'm hoping that my very handsome and very athletic boyfriend will lend a hand. He says, "Sure, but what happened to wanting your own space? Why would you move in with Anita and Vernon?" "Have you seen their home?" Chelsea says. "It's giving palace. That's what I call it, the palace." And Kat was like, "And it's only temporary until I find the right place." You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not putting a timeline on it, okay? So Tomas is saying, "Okay then, so what's the rush? What's the rush?" Chelsea and Madison, honey, need their privacy. Oh, she said she's already lost enough sleep listening to them go at it every night. That line shows how immature Catherine Richardson is. She's very immature. Why would you tell your cousin's business like that in front of her and to your boyfriend? Yeah, she's immature. She don't want to live by herself because she's spoiled. She says Madison's a screamer. Cat, God dog it. So Kat was looking at Chelsea like, "And?" And so Chelsea looks at Tomas and says, "Well, she really is." Tomas was like, TMI. Madison would have crawled underneath that damn table if she knew that them two girls were telling her business like that. The point is, Kat says, the brides to be can start playing house without me cramping their style. You get to keep your bachelor pad, and I get my own luxurious guest wing under the roof of the people I love. Everybody wins. Tomas is still tough. He says, "Mm, I'm not so sure about that." "Kyle, these are Vanessa's cans, Donnell and Deanna." We're back at Uptown. This is Nicole introducing Kyle to the twins. Donnell will be on Samantha's escort at the cotillion. So Kyle just says, "Look, this whole cotillion shit is new to me, but thanks to Nicole for helping me along with it, understand this whole thing." So he was like saying, "The cotillion is a thing right now." Donnell says, "My sister went through it too." "Well, Samantha will be so thrilled to have you there by your side." So Donnell is like, "I'm still blown away that the free clinic was her idea. She should have been there." So Deanna was like, "Yes, incredible. I mean, too bad she couldn't be here," Donnell says. "I mean, it's a party." And Nicole was like, "Yeah, for a bunch of old people." He was like, "Well, I wouldn't say that. He's still sipping his little wine." Well, she did attend the grand opening, but you know how it is when you are a high school student, you want to get yourself into the good school like Banneker. So every test counts, exams wait for no one. I mean, Nicole is just going on and on and on. Wow. So Kyle's like, well, in addition to what you're going to be doing as far as an escort for the cotillion, what do you enjoy? He says, I guess I'm like Samantha. I enjoy school. Okay, okay. So that's good, pretty good. Although he's a little older than her, but shit. I mean, they got something in common. He says his school doesn't feel like it's a chore, and he's pretty busy on campus with his fraternity. They do a lot of community service work. So Nicole notices that Deanna is very cold, so she tells her to come with her. Kyle and Danielle are chit chatting away. So Nicole takes her to the other side of the club and asks her how things are going with school. Deanna says, "Fine. I've um, been in constant contact with my professors, and I have Danielle, so he helps." Well, I'm glad that you have a strong support system, Deanna. I know that you were seeing a therapist the way back. Are you still keeping those sessions going? Yeah, Deanna says, you've been seeing mom a lot more lately. How is she? I mean, without dad, I mean. I think Vanessa is doing well, all things considered. Yeah, I figured that, Deanna says. I mean, watching her, you know. I see that you're enjoying the festivities with all your friends. This is Vanessa talking to Leslie because Leslie's in a corner by herself. Ain't no friends or nothing over there with her. Well, I'm fine being alone for a hot minute. Unlike all the insecure women in the Fairmont Crest. Girl, you've been trying to fit into these clubs and holes and damn since you became rich. Stop it. So, what'd you do, girl? Scoop Joey out of here early just to keep him safe from me? So while she's talking, we see Nicole and Kyle just all on each other in the background. You know, your little buddy Nikki over there. She put on a big show earlier, marking her territory. Like I said, I don't like this character because she looks so thirsty. Thirsty. And I don't like it. I'm struggling getting through this damn script today. I'm struggling because I don't like her looking thirsty and still trying to you trying old shit now. Nicole is over you. Now, she had to talk herself out of it last a couple weeks ago, but she had to take her own advice when she talked to Kat about that shit. And Leslie is still doing the same shit. So it's just getting old. All you ladies just need to get a grip, okay? I'm just having fun. I'm not looking to steal anybody's man. Vanessa was like, honey, history says otherwise. Ted was different. Hey, here's a thought. Eva comes over there and break it up, honey. How about we not do this shit now, okay? Today's about the clinic, right? Back at the other side, Donnell comes over to the bar and asks his sissy, you good? She looking at him like, why the fuck everybody keep asking me that shit? He said, because everybody knows that today is hard and I can tell that you're totally not okay, sis. And you're okay, she says. You're okay with everything going on here? I agree with Eva, the other side of the club with Vanessa, that we should stay focused and on point today. And you just see Nicole, honey, having a good time in the background. She don't give a fuck what's going on. She's in the zone, baby. So, as much as it pains me to admit, Vanessa says to Leslie, you did a nice job, girl, with your portion of the program. And Eva's like, looking like, guess it wasn't so bad after all. I was impressed by your words about the clinic and how kind you were when you introduced me. Well, in some ways, we aren't that different, Leslie said. I mean, we're two mothers who want to look good in front of our kids. Oh, shit. Hey, Mom. Deanna comes. Hey, quick question. How long have you been fucking Joy Armstrong? Screwing, she says. Ooh, man. Ouch. I was wondering when this is going to pop off because it was a little boring, but not boring, boring, but yeah, the conversation. It was just too much conversation. Nicole, I love Nicole, but I needed this spark. Thank you, Deanna. Thank you, girl. Yeah, everybody was looking. The whole club just stopped. I'm a little lost here, Kat. We're back at the country club, and this is Tomas asking Kat a question. So Kat was like, your grandparents lived with your ass while you were growing up, so I figured that you'd understand. They moved in with us because it made sense financially, okay? And so that could be around, so that they could be around for me. But you are fully grown and Holly needed to be taken care of. I mean, you do have tons of options. Hmm. If you're worried about things changing, don't be, Tomas. I'll still stay at your place and you can stay with me whenever you like. He says, with Anita and Vernon Dupree there? Oh my God. She says, well, you're not a screamer, so what's the problem? Y'all. I didn't need to know that, but even if you do get loud, the house is so big, no one would ever really hear you. Comforting, he says. I don't think Anita and Vernon would want me sleeping over. That's what I thought the rules were. Remember when Anita was going over the rules for her? I thought that one of the rules might have been him not spending the night. Besides, your grandmother is sick. She says, honey, there is a zillion entrances. You can sneak in and out without them even knowing. Like I'm in high school, he says. She's like, what is the fucking big deal? As far as grand sickness is concerned, that's one of the reasons why I asked to stay with them. I want to be there to help out. Chelsea says, honey, how hard did you have to sell them on it? Kat was like, it didn't really take much convincing. They welcomed me with open arms. Really? Well, that's good then. Yeah, Kat says. It just shows how overwhelming things have been for them. Look, I think it's selfless that you want to help out, okay? But you should know that some days are going to be hard on you too. I doubt it, Kat says. I mean, they have a full staff and the best medical care available. She's so oblivious. I don't like how they're doing Kat this season. So selfish and so oblivious. And so Tomas continues and says, it was really hard. It was really hard for my mom when my abuelita got sick. It's a lot to deal with day in and day out. Wait a minute, so you don't think I'm fucking up for it? That is not what I'm saying. I just want to make sure that you're prepared because what? Getting all mad. Her fuse is so short. Because you are all over the place, Kat. She said, well, so are you. Chelsea was like, okay, wait. Maybe we should dial it down some. First, you wanted to move in with me, but when I pointed out that you really weren't ready, then you went all over. You went, then you went all in getting your own place. Now you're switching lanes again. You need to think these through all the way through, me and more. Have you considered the long-term consequences? You're trying to make it sound like that you're concerned about how it'll affect me. But what I'm hearing is you don't like how it'll affect your ass. Please, Deanna, where's this coming from? Child, we back at the nice hot spot. When I tell you some of the girls at the tables on the background that turned around, baby. And Deanna got them teeth gritted, honey. She said, you didn't even answer my fucking question. I'm not blind, Mom, and I'm not stupid. And can we just go somewhere and talk? Just the two of us? Yeah. She said, maybe you should too. Well, should go and discuss this where there isn't an audience. Yes. What's the problem, honey? Huh? I bet this ain't news to anybody in here, is it? Deanna is like a dog on a leash. A angry dog on a leash. Look around. Do you see a single shocked face? And they show this, this close up of Eva's face. It's not like your ass was trying to hide it. I saw the way that you and Joy were looking at each other. Donnell is like, look, this ain't the way to do this. She don't even hear him. What kind of man comes in here and dedicates a building to your dead husband and drops all that money unless he's getting something in return? And clearly your ass is serving it up. I mean, Donnell is spitting and everything. Talking about Deanna, stop. He got spit coming out of his mouth. She says, don't tell me what to fucking do. Please, Deanna. You like to act like you some this fierce, independent fucking woman. You can't even go 6 fucking months without a man. Damn. Shit. See, that's my point. The man just died in September, y'all. He just died in September. You're pathetic and selfish. When Dad was drinking and gambling through his problems, where were you when you were supposed to be helping him. You have no idea how badly I wish I could have saved him. Bitch, not bad enough. How long? How long until you started fucking him? How could you choose him? Joey Armstrong, Mom, the man whose casino killed my dad. Shit. Enough. Donnell says Dad died because he made the choice to go out and drink and get behind the wheel. It was okay, look, it was a terrible decision, but that's not on Joey, Donnell continued. Why are you defending a man like him? Deanna says. He says, because this is what you think, girl. He's spitting and crying. Donnell, baby, you need to make sure. Don't shower, okay, with your mouth. You just I understand you got juicy mouth, but baby, you you need to work on that. I know he's like, damn, I'm just spitting all over the place. So Donnell tells her, like, you don't even know him. She said, you do. You do? Really know him, Mom? Ooh, she says, do you really know him? Ooh, please, honey, please. If we could just go somewhere and talk about I don't want to hear your excuses, Deanna says. I can't even look at your ugly. As long as you are with that man, I will never come back here. And the little, harp blink. Y'all know the little harps. I haven't heard the harps in a while. And so she leaves. And so Donnell said, Mom, you stay here. I got her. She left. We needed this spark because it was just getting a little bit down in the valley for me. So thank you, um, yeah, Deanna girl, Angela Fairley. Thank you, boo. That was a great. That you did great, girl. You did. You might not ever listen to this shit, but honey, you did that. You did it, girl. After all this time, Deanna finally came home, and now she may never come back. This is back at Uptown, and this is what she's telling Nicole and Kyle. She was only reacting in the heat of the moment. She still loves you and needs you so much. I expected her to be upset whenever she learned about Joey, but I wasn't prepared for that. I was living in a fantasy. You sure as fucking was, because Joey told your ass. I was telling you, you didn't want to listen to us. There's a time and a place for everything. You might have on rose-colored glasses, honey, but Deanna pulled her pants down and shat right on them and put them and smashed them in your face. You were hoping for the best, Nicole says. So Vanessa was like, honey, well, now it's time to face reality. Yeah, maybe. But Deanna isn't reacting only to you dating another man. I could never replace Doug. It's not like I've forgotten about him. Nicole tells her, honey, that Deanna can't grasp that shit. Her emotions are raw. She is still processing the pain of losing her father, and she's looking to blame anybody for his death but Doug. And right now, anybody is joining me. Yeah, I feel like I can't breathe when I think about how much Deanna is struggling. I thought she was doing better. We went to that show the other night. We I thought we had a lovely evening. So Kyle touches her on the shoulder. He says, "Would you mind if I say something?" He says, "I don't know if it'll help, but I can't guarantee it, but it might." She says, "Please." So Kyle says, when his wife died, his kids were the only reason why he got out of bed every day. And eventually there were more good days than bad. But even then, out of nowhere, something would strike a memory. And a pain would come crashing over my face. I just had to keep reminding myself that they were the only reason why I had to do this. Well, were they angry at you? Did they blame you? He says his eldest, no. His youngest, Noah, he was tough. But they're kids, you know? One thing I've learned is that whenever they name a character, expect for them to show up. That's when I'm learning about soap operas. Whenever you see a character's name, I can't wait for them to bring Dante Green. Please, y'all, here bring that man. Please, because y'all mention him way too damn much. They need to bring Dante Green. But whenever they mention a character's name, um, yeah, they gonna pop up. So Nicole continues to offer her some consultation and consoling and just tells her that, this is Diana's first time really dealing with anything this devastating. And she doesn't have the perspective that comes with age and experience. And that is so true. Sometimes these young damn kids think they know everything and they don't know shit. Because they ain't old enough and they ain't experienced enough. They be thinking they know every fucking thing. They don't know shit. She was like, well, Donnell is just as young. He says because he's managed to lean into what gives him purpose. His school, his fraternity, his father's memory. This is what Kyle says. And Nicole was like, and taking care of you. Everybody deals with grief in their own unique way, Nicole says. And so she asks what in the world she's going to do with Deanna. And Nicole tells her, all you can do, baby, is love her. Don't be all up in her face, bombarding her, but just keep reaching out, just letting her know that you're there, even if she don't believe that shit. In time, and with help from her therapist, she will find reason to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Whatever song they're playing in the background, it is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh, God. See, I'm not the only one who gets a little messy. Will I even waste my time hearing what she has to say? Or even hear Eva telling her how to act mature? I just don't feel like it. I just, I don't like this. And I'm crying because, I still grieve every now and then. It's like, in this character, I hope when I push play that she gets it. I really do hope that when I push play that she gets it, because her saying what she's saying to Eva, they like in a corner somewhere, and that sentence was so insensitive. I don't like it. Eva tells her, really, it's about you. You can't show no compassion. She says, I'm not the one to get all soft about things, except for when it's Peaches. My stomach is in knots. Okay, okay. She said, but if she were that type of person, she would feel bad for Blondie and the two little D's. Okay. Still, maybe that was a redeeming sentence, I guess. I don't know. It's getting stupid now. When this lady is still grieving, her daughter came home, she's grieving, and you want to talk about messy. It's like, oh, tell my auntie they are not bouncing back from this shit anytime soon. Anyway, I don't know, y'all. I'm not giving up on the show, but why am I want to cry? Um, maybe that second sentence that Leslie said was a little bit of redeeming, that she does, if she was soft, that she would feel bad for Vanessa and the kids, maybe. But I just, that line was so insensitive. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. I'm sorry. Um, the kids show up at Orphy So Darnell was like, look, we need to talk about this. She said, oh, now you want to fucking talk. You need to tell me how long you been knowing about mom sleeping around and messing around with this damn criminal. I'll make it easy for you. Couple of weeks, months. Darnell was like, end of last year, okay? She was like, wait a minute, you didn't tell me? He said, do you really want to know why? I mean, this is not what you think, he said. She said, well, you need to tell me so I can see it, because dad is dead because mom didn't see the warning signs. They just went back and forth. He had to tell her to shut the fuck up. Damn. Because they were just going back and forth. Let me see what they said so I can get that right. Yeah, he was like, yeah, what you talked about. He said, I got how you feel from the scene you just caused. And she says, and I had every fucking right to act like that. He said, well, you just shut the fuck up. Damn. It's my turn to do the damn talking, he says. Okay. So we're at the country club at another very uncomfortable conversation. And it's Chelsea says, look, okay, I think this tricycle needs to be a bicycle. I'll check on you later. So she gets up and takes her wine and goes someplace else, honey, and leaves Tomas and Kat there alone. I don't even know what's going on with Kat. Kat never tells the truth. I don't know what the fuck is going on with her. She never tells the truth. She's a liar. And the more that she's acting like this, the more I am starting to think that her and Leslie are mother and daughter. He says, okay, you're not totally wrong, okay? Your decision to live with Anita and Vernon and then Wing, it does affect me. But I would have thought that you would have discussed it with me first. Now, why? Why would she discuss it with you first? This episode is bothering me. I'm not liking 49 today. She's like, I only came up with the idea yesterday and you were at court. Idea yesterday. It didn't occur to me that I should ask and wait for your permission. Not ask, just talk, he says. See how I might feel because that's what couples do. We discuss things, but by your own admission, I didn't even cross your mind. You did. You did. The fact that you didn't want to move in with her. You did. You did. It was a split second. This is having so many uncomfortable conversations in this damn episode today. I mean, I get his point too. Like I always say, we need to talk it through. Whether it's uncomfortable or not, we still need to talk as a couple. So, hmm. So we're back at Uptown. Eva's saying it's a very bad shame that with it being such a great event that it had to end on a sour note for the McBrides, but the local news did say that the opening was fantastic. So Leslie asks her, what else are they saying? So she says how it's going to fill the void in the community and how the doctor with some serious cred are volunteering there. Well, okay, and what about the rest of it? The rest of what? Girl, I did not get all dressed up like this for nothing. Fishing for compliments, Mama? Mama, you already know how you did. Look, girl, I do not remember a damn thing of what happened behind that damn podium. It was like I was just nervous as hell, worried I'd come off as some imposter to those people. And this is my time to prove that I am just as worthy of respect as any of them up in Fairmont Crest. Mm. I'm just not feeling her right now. I need to go to episode 50 whenever I look at that. I'm just ready to not even talk no more, but we're going to complete this episode. Mama, stop. The truth is you are amazing. No, she's not. The only thing she did was steal a little girl's idea and she had the money to do it. Well, she asked her auntie. Really? Yeah. And I can prove it to you. Why? I don't care. We're over at Nicole's at the Sherwood Forest, and so Kyle and her get over there. He said, "Wow, the house is quiet." So Nicole says, "Yeah, I gave the entire staff the day off. I actually blocked the whole day off for the opening. I just didn't plan for such an abrupt and unsettling ending." So he says he feels for Vanessa. So she says, "Your youngest son, did it ever get as bad as it did today?" He says, "Not quite, you know." Why did they have him do this? I'm going to take a picture of there's a string on the bottom of his suit pants. Why did they not go back and do this? Come on, editors. This whole episode, let's trash it. Except for the Deanna part. Why do they have this string? And I'm gonna make sure that this is definitely his. I'm gonna do this as my whole scene thing. Except for when I feel like popping a picture here and there. This man has a string on the back of his jacket. Y'all didn't want to say cut. Let's pull this string off of here and just do this back over again. Shit, y'all recorded a whole fucking season with a new girl who had already recorded as Madison, and you brought somebody else in to do it again. Why y'all could not have done this for him? So he continues and says that you do hurt for them, but then you realize that it's not a damn thing you can do to help or make it easier. Well, I can relate, she says. I would have done anything to trade places and shoulder my kids' pain. As a parent, I do understand why Vanessa did what she did by leaving Deanna in school for as long as she was and in her little bubble. But as a psychiatrist, I know that you can do your kids a disservice by shielding them from the things that they need to know. That is true. Tis very, very true. He was like, "Well, what about being a best friend?" She says, "I am absolutely heartbroken for that family. But I do know this: Donnell and Vanessa will not give up on Deanna. I just pray that things don't get worse for that family before they get better." Donnell was like, "Bitch, everybody's been tiptoeing around your ass for months. Treating you like you made of fucking glass." We're back at Orphe Jeans, and this is what he's telling his twin sister. Yeah. He was like, "Well, newsflash, all right? You ain't the only one that's hurting." I've done my best to step up to take care of you and to take care of mom, but I lost dad too. And I feel that every single day. Mom lost her husband, who she'd been with literally since she was longer than we are now. Exactly. That's when mom just feel like she could just move the fuck on with Joey Armstrong like those years don't count. So how can you sit there wearing dad's watch and be okay with that? He was like, "Look, when I first found out too, I felt away, all right? I had a lot of damn questions, but then I talked to mom and I spent time with her and Joey. I tried to understand the situation and I realized that she was still grieving. And everyone handles that in their own way. That's exactly what Nicole said. But when mom tried to talk to you, you just got salty and bitchy and just walked off. Well, there's nothing that she could say to make me feel different. He said, because it's easy for you to judge than listen. You decided that if me and mom are not burying our heads in the sand and refusing to accept the fact that dad isn't coming back, that we're doing it wrong. I know dad is not coming back, but I'm choosing to honor his memory instead of pretending like he never existed. So Vanessa, this the second day in a row, she comes in there like something wrong. She's at the hole of the wall, and Joey just poured himself another brown. He always doing it. He was like, "What the fuck happened?" She says, "You were right. Feel free to shower me with 'I told you so's.'" He says, "Never, never." So he says, "But you're welcome to my drink if you think it'll help." She snatched that drink away from him, honey, and just gobbled it down. "All right, tell me what happened." "My daughter hates me. Look, I didn't mean to take you for granted or shut you out, okay? This is Kat. We're back at the country club, and this is her telling this to Tomas. I should have been more thoughtful, and I'm sorry." "It's all right, mi amor. All right? And thanks for saying that, Kat. Apologies are hard, and it means a lot to me." I guess after all this time, Kat says, I'm still trying to get used to being a real girlfriend. I just want to be in on the important conversations. That's all. You know what I mean? She says yes, and you will be. Actually, I want to share something with you right now. He says, "Oh, what's that?" So they give a little kiss. They're so sweet. I think they look so good together. They look so adorable together. But still, Kat has so much growing up to do. Ever since Tomas became partner, he's very much so matured. And I like it. I like it. He still some areas he still can work on with his they call it levels when you're acting. There are certain levels. You don't want to see a character that's on one level all the time. You want them to reach highs, lows, and middles. And so sometimes I feel like he just is in that middle all the time. He doesn't really reach highs often. He reach more lows and middles. But we need to see him do a little bit more. But again, he's on the show, not me. Oh, Kyle and Nicole at the Sherwood Forest together. He says, "God, I wish I would have known you during my family crisis." He says, "I really just could have used somebody who was just grounded to talk to when everything kind of fell apart." Now, this is a good, solid moment. "Everything just fell apart for me," he says. "I mean, you must have had a friend or somebody that you could confide in," she said. He said he ain't want to talk to no damn body about what he was going through. Not even a therapist after your wife died. He says, "Oh, my kids, yes." He says they were my priority. But for me, hell no. Nah. Mm-mm. I just thought I can do the whole tough man, he man act. Because that's what men do, right? Yeah, that's what we do. He says it was a crock of shit, but that's how I was raised. Then you decided to take a job where you traveled and moved around every 3 months. He says he figured that if he didn't sit still, then he wouldn't have to outrun the pain. Wow, that's heavy. You can't outrun what's living inside of you. Oh my God! Now this is some deep stuff right here. Yeah, it's some deep stuff. But you have decided to settle down here for a while at least. Well, that thing, he says, that thing that's inside of me. He says it's shifting. It's something that he wants. He says he does not want to run from it, which is awesome. And this is deep now. They're connecting on a deeper level than she is with Carlton. Yeah. So they skedaddled upstairs. You know what Kyle and Nicole be doing, honey? They be getting nasty. So we're back at the damn uptown. Eva took liberty to take a video of her mammy doing the speech, honey, so she could see it for herself. When my daughter was little, I couldn't afford to take her to the doctor. I'd lie awake hoping she'd get better on her own. A free clinic like this would have felt like a miracle. So today, I stand here thinking of every family that's ever gone without, proud to offer care, dignity, and hope right there in your community. Girl, she's trying to squeeze out a tear out of that left eyeball. Oh, girl, I wasn't sure I should share all that. Oh, mm. You spoke from your heart, Mama, and it was really moving, especially to all the people who will need that clinic. Now they know that someone who started it understands them. So, Eva tells her that she did good today. I'm just, I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know how to take this. Like I said, that whole messy line that she said really just disappointed me, and I'm not. I don't like how the writers are writing her character. Maybe they are trying to um make her start doing good, and all of a sudden she's gonna be taken down. Um, I just don't like it. Y'all let me know in the comments. Was there any other character on these soap operas that I'm not familiar with, and even in the past, that was so heartless, when it comes to grief and not being sensitive to what a family was going through. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if she was going to say it, okay, but at the same time, you should have kept that thought to yourself. I'm just so disappointed in how they let that line fall right after that whole blow up just happened in Uptown with the family. I just think that that was so disrespectful. So we're back at Orphe Jean. So Donnell tells his sissy, you know as well as I do that dad will want mom to be happy. And from what I've seen, mom is very happy with Joey. Is he the type of guy that I would have wanted for her? He was like, hell no. But he is who she chose for her own reasons. And we ain't inside of that relationship, all right? And she shouldn't have to give up on that because you're miserable and wants every damn body else to be miserable too. That's true. It's like, Deanna, you won't even come home, girl. You won't even come home. So how do you think your mom is supposed to just be able to heal? Um, just stay stuck just because you're stuck. No, no, we as adults, because of age and experience, like they said earlier, we've learned how to, grow past or see past where we are. Yeah, we're grieving. Don't get it twisted. We grieve. But at the same time, we don't stop. At least a lot of us don't stop. And if you choose to stop, yeah, get some help, get some friends, get a therapist, get a professional to help you unstop yourself so you can get up and get past that grief. Not get past it, but learn to live with it and then know that that person's absence is not good, but you will definitely be able to embrace it and enjoy all of the good memories from that person. So she asks him, "You think that I want to feel like this?" He was like, "I think you're afraid to move on." Wow. He says, "I think that you're afraid of letting go of these feelings because you're afraid that we'll be letting go of dad." And that's not true. He said, "But that's not possible. We will carry on all the love and all the lessons he taught us and everything that we do for the rest of our lives. That is how we will honor his memory." Because remember, Donnell, he showed up the same way, baby. He was fussing at Joey and everybody, baby. But we see that they both have an anger issue. So when they both find out the truth, honey, they gonna want Joey dead. So we're back at the hole in the wall. So Joey was like, "I can imagine what only went down after I left the party." He said, "Yeah, Deanna wouldn't even look at me when I said goodbye." He was like, did she put something together between us?" She said she saw something between us. She put it together. She ripped into me in front of everyone. Angry doesn't begin to describe it. Enraged, vitriolic. I hardly recognized her. So Joey was like, "Damn, I'm sorry, babe. I can't imagine how much that must hurt. Like my heart's been severed. Like someone I love more than my own life." She just tells him that she didn't get a chance to explain shit because as soon as she finished, what's that word? Excoriating me, she bounced. She left after she laid into her real good, baby. She said Deanna bounced. So Joey was like, "Do you need me to help track her down?" "No, Joey, you really don't. Just stay in your hole in the wall, baby." She said, "No, Donnell went after her, and she knows she's safe, and she really sure as hell don't want to talk to me right now." So she says, "As much as I wanted, I mean, that I needed to tell you what happened, it's not the only reason I'm here." Deanna says something that I can't get out of my mind. Oh, what's she say, girl? She asked me if I even knew you. Mm. She said it was like a bolt that like went through her. Like if her kids would even sit her ass down and ask me, where is he from? Where's Joey from? And what's his family like? I mean, I couldn't begin to answer. Nope. He don't tell her shit. But she's in love, honey. She's in love. She says she couldn't even begin to answer that question because he barely tells her about his past. "Well, I thought you liked the mystery," he says. "This whole still water runs deep thing I've got going on." She says, "I'm serious, Joey. If you and I are going to have a future together, even a chance of having a future together, I need to know who you really are." And that is the end of episode number 49, season 2 of Beyond the Gates. Heavy episode. Like I said, y'all already know my disappointment in this particular episode. Out of all the episodes, I'm thinking that this is my least favorite. Y'all know I love me some Beyond the Gates, but that's why we're here. We can talk about the episodes that we like and we don't like, we love and we don't love. So yeah, I didn't like. I mean, I like the pinnacle point of Deanna showing her truth and being honest and being real and raw. Loved it. Very real. Loved it. But Nicole was talking too much for me. Y'all already know what I felt about Leslie's insensitive ass. Even with Eva trying to be the bright spot of the, this whole thing, it didn't work for me. It was just too extra. Um, I don't know. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it. I'm very disappointed in this particular episode. But y'all, let me know. Let me know. Please let me know what you feeling in the in the comments below. And I will see y'all in the next video. This probably will only have one picture through the whole show because I didn't see anything that really popped to me. I mean, just the girls in the background looking like, what the fuck she talking about? But that's it. So it won't be a lot of pictures in this episode today because I didn't like it. So love you. Bye.